the next point, which is our future, which is where we need to really put our focus and make sure that our future is secured. About semiconductors. Very interesting. The world is today noticing this. June 23, our Prime Minister signs the agreement with the US President for a company called Micron to set up their plant in India. June 20, just mark the dates. Mark the dates. June 23 is when the agreement gets signed and the proposal gets approved. September 23 is when the groundbreaking happens. How many days? Less than 100 days. Less than 100 days. And would you believe this is the level of construction in December 23? That's the pace at which Prime Minister Modi ji's Sankalp for Vikasit Bharat is working on ground, right? This is real data, real pictures on ground, complete plant. Close to 5,000 people are working to construct it at a rapid pace, torrid pace. And today people are giving examples of many other geographies. Announcement is, okay, after 2 years, 3 years, maybe, somewhere the construction will start. No, not in India. And in India, announcement happens within 100 days, construction also starts. I'll talk a little bit about chip designing, chip architecture, the whole value chain, how our Prime Minister has given us a clear mandate that don't look at simply setting up a fab, don't look at simply setting up a plant. Think of the entire value chain and think of a 20-year roadmap. Then only we'll be able to do justice to our country's talent and to our future. We have close to 3 lakh design engineers. So building upon this, manufacturing is the next logical way. So I'll talk a little bit about how chips are made. So this is sand, right? This sand is molten to make silicon ingots. This is an ingot. This will be cut to make wafers, right? वैसे आलू से सोना बनाने वाले कुछ लोग हैं. On this wafer, you basically apply multiple layers of photoresistors and metals and try to create a structure where exactly what you want to publish gets published, right? Exactly what you print gets printed on. And it's a very, very fine work. It really requires very, very significant precision. ये नाखून की नोक है, इसका 1 लाख गुना फाइन काम इसमें होता है. So this is what happens when a wafer comes, then you sort it out, you pick the small little die out of it, then you make the chip using that die. That's the complete value chain. And that goes into multiple things, practically everything that we use, right? This becomes the circuit which goes into chips, which goes into practically everything that we manufacture. Now, our focus is, our Prime Minister's clear vision is, we must create this entire value chain in India. We should not leave ourselves vulnerable to any supply chain shocks in future. So, from getting the ingot done, from getting the wafer manufactured, to getting the wafer fab done, to getting the entire operation in a proper mechanism, and getting the final chip done, we are working on practically every aspect of this value chain, right? And today, because of the recent approvals by Prime Minister Modi ji, today we have the complete value chain from chip design to chip fabrication to getting the ATMP done so that it can be converted into a usable module which goes into practically everything, right? So when we look at this, the design, fab, ATMP. Below that, we are looking at augmenting our talent pool. We are a talent nation. We are a nation which has practically designed every complex chip in the world, but for somebody else. Now is the time when we should design our own products. From being a back office From being a back office, now we are transitioning to becoming a product nation. From being a GCC, we are now transitioning into having our own products, our own IPR, our own contribution to the world as complete chipset. Along with comes the entire supply ecosystem, which is close to 16,000 items go into making a chip. I was looking at the periodic table. Science wale kaun hai yahan pe? Quite a few, right? Periodic table. Sare ke sare elements are used in this. Practically every element, maybe some of them maybe not used, but practically every other element is used in chip making. And this goes into everything that you see here requires a semiconductor, right? This guy would be needing something like 30,000 chips, right? Vande Bharat. This would be looking at something like 3,000 or 4,000 chips. That's the magnitude of semiconductor requirement.